Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie and today I'm doing the How I Read Books tag. I don't know who the original creator of the tag was. I couldn't find it. I did find a couple different blog posts that listed the questions, and so I'll have the questions listed in the bottom in the description box, and I will also have one or two of the blog posts that I found linked as well. Let's get on to the tag. The first question is, do you have a certain place in your home for reading? And I do not. I kind of read in a little bit everywhere in my house. My favorite spots to read are the bath and my bed, but I'll also read on the couch. I have a chair in front of my bookcases that I had intended to be used for just reading, but the chair is just kind of there for my pets to sit in at this point. I don't really read there. It's not being used like I wanted it to. But the answer is no. I read a little bit everywhere in my house. All right, so next, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a certain chapter or amount of pages? I prefer to stop at the end of a chapter, at the beginning of another chapter. But like if I can't do that, if I need to quit reading pretty soon, but I don't just put the book down right away, I like to at least make it to a page break. That way whenever I pick the book back up, it's easier to find where I am without like skimming through paragraphs I've already read or accidentally spoiling something I haven't gotten to yet. So yeah, I prefer new chapters, but I can stop at a page break. I really would rather not stop in just the middle of a page if I don't have to. And the next, bookmarks are random pieces of paper, and I use bookmarks. In high school, which that was the last time period in my life where I did a lot of reading, I just used post-it notes, random pieces of paper, whatever. But now that like I get Book of the Month Club boxes every month, I tend to keep up my bookmarks a little bit better, and I use those bookmarks for the most part. I can use a random piece of paper if I don't have a bookmark handy. Like I guess if I start reading in the car and I forgot a bookmark and we have a receipt laying around, but I prefer bookmarks. Okay, so next is multitasking, music or TV. I would rather have neither, but I do better with music than with the TV. Whenever I read a lot, it's typically whenever Rowan's napping, and so I'll have his monitor near me and I can hear his music playing over the monitor and I'll read along to that. But I kind of prefer no noise at all when possible. Next, do you eat or drink while reading? I will drink while reading. I don't normally eat while I read, unless it's like, I guess maybe if I have like something small, I might snack a little bit. I don't normally. I prefer to just read and then get sips of water or whatever else I'm drinking while I'm reading. When I was in college, I tried to, especially my first year of college, whenever I went to college a little bit further away and I had to live in the dorms, I would take I'd take my books with me to the cafeteria and try to eat while I read and studied, and it felt like I never got either one done while I was sitting there. So I don't like eating and reading. Alright, so next it says reading at home or everywhere, and I can read anywhere. I like reading in the car, which reading anywhere doesn't happen as much this year thanks to COVID, but I can read in the car pretty well. It actually really helps me because whenever we go somewhere far away or we go somewhere that's going to have a lot more traffic, I get really nervous being in the car when there's a lot of traffic. And so, for example, over the summer with Rowan's cleft palate repair, and then we had to go 2 months later for him to have ear tubes put in because he had a different doctor do his cleft palate repair than who we'd originally planned on having because of his heart condition. We had to do it 2 different trips. But anyways, both trips were 3 to 4 hours away from where we live. So reading in the car definitely helped me not be an annoying backseat driver and stress out the driver even more. So I can read anywhere though. And then the next question is one book at a time or several at once? I do a little bit of both. When I do several at once, I prefer to have them in different formats. So if I'm reading a physical book, I would rather the next book I read be an ebook or an audiobook. Or for example, right now I'm reading the physical copy of Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm also reading the ebook for Her Body and Other Stories by Carmen Maria Machado, I believe is her name. I'm reading about one story every 2 or 3 days, like kind of like that, and because it's a short story book and I like reading that way. 2 different things that I read at different paces. Reading out loud or silently in your head? I read silently in my head. I have always done that since I learned how to read. I'm sure like at some point in early elementary school, whenever we were actually learning how to read, I probably read out loud, But I remembered like picking up reading really fast, and it's something that I've enjoyed to do for most of my life. So I think I've always read silently in my head. I don't remember ever having to read out loud for anything. Do you read ahead or skip pages? I do not. I tend to just go with it, and if it's really bad, I DNF it. I've accidentally, like, you know, like I'll sit down in bed and I want to read a certain chapter that night, and I'll like go forward to mark my next chapter that I want to stop at, and sometimes I accidentally get stuck on a page like looking at it and like kind of spoiling something a little further ahead, but I don't normally do it intentionally. So breaking the spine or keeping it like new, I break the spine, and I didn't realize that it was something people were not liking at all, that people were not fans of, until I got more active on Bookstagram and BookTube and stuff like that. I kind of remember sometime in elementary school, I think we got new textbooks, and our teacher had us break the spines, and this is like somewhere between 3rd and 5th grade. And I remembered that, and so I've always broken the spines. I didn't realize it was something bad or potentially bad until sometime the past year. So I still break my spines sometimes. Sorry. Then the last question is, do you write in your books? And I write in some of them, but not all of them. It kind of depends on if I'm wanting to review it. If it's a book that I'm wanting to review, I'll write in it, just because I don't like trying to take notes somewhere else while I'm reading the book. It's easier to me because if I'm reading in bed, I already have my reading light clipped to it to just like take my highlighter, highlight what I'm going to highlight, and then just in the margin write down my thoughts, then trying to keep up with sticky notes. And I tried keeping notes on my phone, just that way I don't mess up the book. But I don't know, just something about, I don't type very fast with my thumb. I type a lot faster. I type pretty fast with the computer, but I write faster with pen and paper than I do with typing with my thumb for like on my phone. So I just write in the book, which I do it for books that like I'm fully intending on loving for the most part.